of week 12, getting near the end, and this week was all about The Intuitionist, which I'll admit is my absolute least favorite thing we've read all year, but that doesn't mean I don't appreciate it. In regards to the first question you posed on the homework handout, that's something I've been wondering since we got assigned this book, or since we started this book, because I understand that it's like of importance that she was the only female in her field, but I just didn't see like race was like a bigger theme than sex and gender, which is the course theme. So I'm not too sure, but I think, that's definitely a part of why you had us read it. And yeah, that's what I have to say on that. I wanted to ask like all the past 2 weeks or whatever, but I don't know why I didn't. And then the second question about race relations in the US, that one. I think that even though this was written 99, I think it's still relevant. And, you said talk about why it was set like in the 50s. I think he was pointing it back to a time when historically segregation and discrimination and that was like much more obvious and accepted, even though it still is, but and it was like around more or in the news more or anything, but now it's obviously still a huge deal, and I think it was kind of him commenting on that, like, yeah, this all happened, 50 years ago, 60 years ago, but it's still pretty bad. So that's what I have to say on that. I know I did not speak that very eloquently. But about The Intuitionist, I originally, when looking at the prompt for paper 3, I was like, well, that one's out. I don't want to write about that because I don't like it. And then you said you can write the best things on things you don't like. So now I've changed my mind and I'm going to write about it. And because I picked up on personification and so much of that, I'm going to focus on that as of now. And I'm kind of excited to get started because maybe it'll make me like it more. Yeah. But I feel like I got better. I think it was the first vlog we had to do about it. I said I think I'm too dumb to read this. And I still feel like a lot of stuff went over my head, but even by like the second chunk that we had to read, and then definitely by the third, I know I was picking up on more and taking note of it. And that's about it for that. But there are a couple things I'm still confused on. I think mainly it's why would the author have picked elevator inspector as like his job to base this allegory around. Like I get how empiricists and intuitionists are representing whites and blacks, and that's pretty clear. But I just really don't get why elevator inspector is like an elevator being a symbol for something. I've been racking my brain about that pretty much since we started. And my friends are like, what are you reading? What's it about? And I'm like, it's about elevators. But I don't think it's actually about elevators. So maybe you have a more logical answer, because I feel like he could have easily made those two groups within any job, really. So why did he pick elevators? Yeah. And then for annotated bibliography, obviously my main progress this week was doing the Eli stuff, the review and the revision, which I've done both of now. And I feel like I'm very excited for the meeting on Monday because I want a little bit of guidance, but I got nicer feedback than I was expecting, so I don't know, maybe I just had really nice people, or maybe it's not as horrible as I thought, but I still think it needs a lot of work. I guess I just was a little unsure of exactly what an annotation was, but I didn't do as much summarizing as I think you want. So I'm going to definitely work on that. And yeah, I'm looking forward to making that better because it is something that honestly interests me, especially after reading and talking about the book in class. So I'm excited to continue on that.